Hi guys, long time no chat. It's me, Alex of Midnight Octopus, and today I am going to try to record a doll face up. I've had a lot happen in the last 7 months. It is currently August. I had my son in January. He is a big, healthy, beautiful boy. But then in March, I had emergency spine surgery, and I've had multiple health issues since. So I'm sorry that I haven't been on, but I'm here and I am ready to share some of my kooky creations. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, which you would think would mean more time to create, but it is in fact the opposite. So on the weekends, I will do my best to complete a project, film it, and post it. Today, so this is kind of my mini me right now. She's obviously a little darker in skin tone than me, but I am exceptionally pale right now because I never go in the sun because I have lupus. So she, I think, in my opinion, is a pretty good little face match for me, but those of you that know me in person, you'll have to let me know. Okay, this is the doll we are working with today. This is Monster High G1 Spectra. Her hair has obviously been tampered with. My friend Angel said that he thinks it's heat damage. Somebody tried to straighten her hair probably. And it's a synthetic, obviously, hair. So it is not going to react well. I want to save this hair, which might be naive of me, but I'm going to try my best. And I'm going to first try to dye it a deep brown. It's long, so it might be nice to use on another project. And I'm going to keep the hair on Spectra's head first, dunk it in a Rit dye bath, a hot, boiling hot Rit dye bath, and then I will chop it off. And then we will take her face off and go from there. The goal of today is to make this doll look as much like the nun, Valak, from the film The Nun, as possible. I am doing this as a gift for my friend who is literally obsessed with the nun. She has a huge nun tattoo on her chest and neck. And she just really loves the film. She thinks it's beautiful. So this is for her birthday. And I thought that Spectra was the perfect base doll, not only because she is generally pretty white, but also her face mold, the sculpt, I think with the very chiseled cheekbones and kind of gaunt face will be really nice for making kind of a sassy, sexy Valak, if you will. She's also in pretty good shape. Her legs they don't like wiggle all over the place. Like her knees still move really well. So yeah, I have yet to decide if I'm going to paint the hands and the feet white. They won't really show under the habit. And I also won't be doing hair for this project as, again, she will be under a habit. So, all right, let's go. I just got back from attempting to dye Spectra's hair, and it just totally didn't work. It was just an absolute fail. And then I tried it with a Barbie whose hair I wanted to dye, and it also just didn't work. So at first I thought maybe Spectra's hair was just so damaged that it wouldn't work, but I have dyed Barbie's hair before with this same exact dye, the same exact way, and it worked just fine. The only thing I can think that went wrong is that you're supposed to add a little bit of dish detergent, and we have this like eco-friendly, very few ingredient dish soap. It's not actually a dish detergent like Dawn or anything. It's like very granola. So I think that might be the problem. Otherwise, I really have no idea because the dye just literally fell out of their hair. It looks like I did absolutely nothing. Yeah, very weird. Anyway, I'm not too worried about it. It only took a few minutes. Spectra's hair is so trashed, like it's so badly heat damaged that I think I'm just gonna cut my losses and cut her hair off. So that was the first major chop. Her hair actually looks so good short because she just has the most beautiful face sculpt. I also think that G1 Spectra looks like Nicole Kidman when she was young, and I would love to face up this doll and also make her look like Nicole Kidman. The only reason why I was trying to dye the hair in the first place is that I never want to let anything go to waste. I try to reuse as much as possible, like every little thing, every little piece of trash, every hair that I cut. And yeah, but it's okay that it didn't work out. Again, I think maybe it wasn't meant to be. So from here, I'm either going to boil her head and take it off or blow dry it and take it off. I've done both, and they both work just fine. Neither is the better, what was the word, method, I guess. Obviously I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter, and then I will pull all the hair out of her head. Okay, we have liftoff. That was pretty easy. Now I'm going to go in. A lot of people use like screwdrivers. I don't know how they do that. Lupus makes my joints hurt really bad in my hands, so I'm going to use these little pliers that I use for jewelry making to take out her hair. Okay, we are at a good place now, and I don't know. I don't know if this is like a compulsion, but I'm going to obviously take off her face with some acetone, and also this paint. I could probably leave this or just leave it white after I take it off, but something about knowing that she's completely bald underneath is going to bother me, so I am going to paint her scalp black. I think that'll also help me kind of envision as I do her new face up and her makeup, how I want her to look, because the black will obviously mimic the black part of the habit that she will eventually wear, which when we get there to the fabric portion and the outfit portion of this video, I am going to be on the struggle bus. So let's go. Something else kind of cool to note is that my friend that I'm making this doll for is also having a birthday party, and her birthday party is angels and demons themed, or like heaven and hell. Pardon all the dusties on my nails after I used the acetone. Everything dusty is sticking to my faded nail polish. But anyway, I thought that was really neat. This is the wrong black. This is the really thin one. BRB. Never mind. I just can't bear wasting what I've already poured out, so we're just gonna go with it, and I don't know. Maybe it's also a sign that I shouldn't be bothering to paint the head. But yeah, I thought it was cool that she's doing this kind of like angels and demonic theme, or her wife is putting it on for her. I don't know if she picked theme herself, but it seems very fitting to give her this doll for her birthday. So it's currently, I think, the 16th of August. Sorry, I'm like way out of frame. And her party is the 29th. So I should have started this way earlier. I have wanted to make this doll for her for literal years, basically since we first became friends. So yeah, it's way overdue. All right. The paint is applied. It's not a perfect application by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't need to be because her head will be covered anyway. She's prepped and ready to go, except she needs some Mr. Super Clear. I absolutely hate using Mr. Super Clear because you need to put this guy on. Personally, I think it's really important to wear PPE when you're using something like Mr. Super Clear. Oh, but man, do I hate doing it. So I will also probably put on some kitchen gloves and some goggles and spray her down, and then I'll be back. Here's where I'm at so far with the face up. It's kind of like purposely sort of messy looking because if you've seen The Nun, that thing is not perfect. And its makeup is kind of messy. Valak has bright yellow eyes, and I don't think I can achieve that with shadow, so what I'm gonna do is mix up some Mod Podge with some yellow paint and start filling in the eyes. Here's where we're at with the face up. I'm pretty satisfied with it at the moment. I don't want to keep going right now because I want to start adding the habit and stuff. You guys are going to hate how I do this, but I literally have a black t-shirt that I never wear. I'm going to cut it up, and then I'm going to adhere some white fabric from my fabric stash with fabric glue, and that's probably it. I don't have a pattern. I don't have anything else. I'm just going to figure it out on the fly and slap it together. Y'all, it's coming together. I honestly can't even believe how good this is turning out. I know it isn't like as terrifying as the actual nun in the film, but I think that this is pretty good so far. Okay, it is the next day, and this room is just full of fabrics and glues and pins and thread, and I really need to clean up. This is where we're at. um, I feel like on camera she actually looks better than she does in person, I'm not gonna lie. And that is because in person you can see all of the flaws. I've got frayed edges down here. You can see some of the thread. I don't have black thread, so I just opted to use white to sew up her sleeves, and I will paint them over with black paint today. On the back, I had some issues with like gluing the fabric together, so I might try to like sew this down or glue it down better. Then I will take a lint roller and get all this linty stuff off. And then any spots where there's glue peeking through, I will probably either try to like scrape it off, or I will use some black paint to cover it up. So I kind of have my work cut out for me in terms of like cleanup today. But I think she gives the overall effect that we want her to give. I think that the face looks pretty good. Spectra was definitely the right move for this doll. And then really all I have left to do after I cover up some of these little flaws and some of the glue and stuff, and some of the threads that I use to sew things up. Oops, sorry, I'm bumping the camera. Is I need to give her a pair of shoes. I'm thinking something very simple because I don't think the nun wears anything too crazy. I think they're just like little simple tie shoes. Pardon me. And then I will make her little crucifix necklace, and please don't mind my nails, they are so beat up from this project. But again, overall, I think we got the effect. I was contemplating gluing down her habit a little bit more onto her shoulders so that we could get more of the black. But I think I want to leave her so she's more like posable and movable. Yeah. So this is where we're at. I'm using thin black acrylic paint to cover up some spots, and it is working even better than I thought it would. This is all wet right now, so it's kind of showing up, but once it dries down, I think it looks pretty good, and the threads on the sleeve are completely covered up. So I'm using, again, acrylic because it's super fast drying. I also think what I want to do is put some white acrylic on the headband part of her habit because it is a little see-through. I used 2 pieces of ribbon and I glued them down, and they're still kind of see-through. And there's also, for some reason, like this weird orange dot, and it's driving me nuts. So I'm gonna put some white acrylic there. I definitely think it was the right move to paint the headband part of the habit because it looks more opaque now, and it also contrasts more with the grayish tones of her skin. I'm still working on cleaning up some of the gluey spots on the back of the habit. I don't know, you guys, like, it's a mess back here. Part of me wants to cut it up and like fix it, and part of me is just like, I can't, but we'll see which part of me wins out. Okay, so I think my solution for these frayed edges and things, I don't know what happened here. I don't know what just happened. Is this cord, because I have a lot of it, and also in the film, Valak has a belt. So I feel like that'll be a good belt. And then to add more visual interest to the doll, this will be nice to put on the ends of the habit. And then I also think at the bottom of the dress portion, would be a nice way to clean that up, and possibly even on the ends of the sleeves just to cover up some of the ugly. So yeah, I actually found a little bit of black thread, believe it or not. Now you may be thinking, Alex, why don't you just go out and buy thread? It's really, really cheap. And guess what? That would be the easy answer, and we're not here for that. No, I'm kidding. I am just at home and I'm trying to use what I have, and this is all the black thread I have left, so pray for me. I definitely think that this cord is going to make a difference along this super frayed, messy bottom. I have been sewing it on, but I quickly ran out of thread, obviously, and it's just taking forever. And yeah, I'm gonna use hot glue. So maybe I should rename the channel Glue Queen. On the real though, guys, like this is obviously just a display doll. Like this is very much not a play doll, and I don't think I'll have to tell my friend that. I think that she'll be well aware that this is just a doll for display, so hopefully it does not get picked up by any children and thrown around because it will not hold up. I am not here to lie to you guys about like the quality or endurance of the dolls that I face up. They are meant to be art dolls. They're not meant to be play dolls, and I don't know if you can hear my baby in the background. Even though I'm doing my best to make this look as cool as possible and as enjoyable as possible for my friend who loves this character and loves this film, it is just not in my... I was gonna say it's not within my skill set to make like a very durable doll, but I do think I could. It's not within my time frame. I don't have a lot of time. I'm knocking this whole project out in one weekend. In less than one weekend. I started late yesterday, Saturday. Now it's Sunday. I'm trying to finish today and maybe even give it to her this afternoon or evening. I do want to learn how to properly sew and make my own patterns and make my own doll clothes. That is all stuff that I want to do. I do have a sewing machine. I do not use it very often, and when I do use it, it's for very simple projects like making pillows for my Barbie or something. But yeah, in the future, as time permits, oh gosh, I will definitely be interested in making more and more detailed and careful and nice looking and durable projects. The cord on the bottom was 1000% the move. It's like simple but pretty and it looks really good. Disclaimer, her habit is getting a little heavy, so I thought about, yeah, I'm gonna add it to the bottom of the back. What the heck is this? Definitely need to add some cord to the back and clean it up more. I would also like to say that this is my very cheap, crappy glue gun that I think I got from the dollar store like 5 years ago. I can't find my good glue gun, like literally since we moved, which was like 7 months ago. But it just goes to show, like, it's not about what you use, it's about how you use it, and if you're careful and thoughtful about it, hopefully your stuff will turn out. Okay, did I go absolutely crazy with the cord? Yes, I did. Do I regret it? Not even a little bit. It covered up a lot of my sins. It made the back look way more complete, way less messy. And yeah, I just feel like she's like pretty much almost done now. So I did the sleeves as well. I'm gonna add her crucifix and then I'll do like a better shot with better lighting. I looked at multiple pictures of Valak online, and there's like some instances where Valak is wearing a silver crucifix. That's the most common one. And then there's some where they're wearing a black crucifix. I would think Valak would wear one upside down, but I guess that doesn't, I don't know. I'm not super familiar with the movie, I'm not gonna lie. Most notably, the crucifix is typically adhered to like a black cord. So I could do it with thread, but that's not super strong. I don't know, I could try it. Otherwise, I'll just use my jewelry stuff, like some chain and etc. to make a little necklace. These are some earrings that I never wear, so I'm just gonna take them apart, and if I mess one up, then I have a backup. Okay. Not the best lighting in the world because I'm just in my kitchen, but this is the doll. I did end up going with just a thread. I glued it to the back. I made sure that the jump ring to the crucifix was sealed with some glue as well so that it wouldn't fall off. Whoops. I don't have a stand quite yet. I'm gonna ask my friend Angel for a stand, pardon the baby formula. But yeah, this is how she turned out. I think she looks pretty dope. I feel like she looks a lot more finished now, and I'm really excited to give her to my friend for her birthday. So let me know what you think. I'm sure that like some of you guys are just absolutely cringing because I didn't sew this doll. I didn't do a lot of things perfectly with this project, but I did them generally mindfully and within my means and with what I have at home. So I'm pretty proud of myself, and I'm excited to do more dolls in the future and just get better and better, hopefully, as time goes on. Thanks for watching!